B family all over this unbelievable network marketing max out planet. This is your chief wearing pink, all right? Very excited this week because I'm getting to spend the whole week with my mentor, my teacher, my most unbelievable upline, Dato Sri Vijay Ishwan. We have 1 week of meetings and dinners and power of association here in Malaysia in the QI Tower, all right? To plan, strategize, empower each other, brainstorm, come up with the most unbelievable ideas, all right? To take us stronger, louder, crazier, all right, into 2020. Okay, I can't believe that I'm sitting here today on November 20th, okay? And we are coming to the end of the year. We are coming to the end of the year. And I realized that when I started this year, I spoke about the mantra of the V, the mantra of how we should live this year. And I thought it was appropriate for me on this Wednesday message to remind you, all right, of why I chose those 3 words of change, rise, conquer. I know you have seen it on my t-shirts. I know that you guys came to VCon and saw it everywhere. But I don't pick this mantra. I don't pick these words just out of the air and put it on a t-shirt. All right? I pick these words on a concept that this is how I will live this year. That this is how we will raise QNet and the V to a whole new level this year. That this is how I choose, all right, to make decisions based on these 3 words, to interact with you, to empower you, to sit here as your upline, as your chief. This year, 2019, has been about change, rise, conquer. And let me remind you of these 3 words. The first word applies most to you and me. Right? Most, even if you are 10 years in the business watching this gorgeous Malaysian, or you just signed up or you haven't signed up, make sure you sign up, because this is the greatest network marketing company in the world. Regardless of what the world says, no matter what they say, we are here to stay. For 21 years we have stayed, and we're going to stay for another 21. But this applies to you. I think change is the most underestimated word, concept, philosophy. Because the human being, all right, loses that ability to change and evolve the older they get, the longer they stay on this journey. But if you truly want to be a max out king and queen, if you truly want to come up on that stage at VCon one day and share your story as a V Council, AVP, inshallah, V partner, then you must embrace this word. You must live to this mantra. That who you are yesterday or who you were yesterday is outdated. All right? It's already iOS, 13.2. And today, you need to be a new version of yourself. That you need to evolve. You have to learn, all right, new things about yourself, about your environment, about the world. You need to adapt, adjust, accommodate. You need to fight for what you believe in. All right? You need to hug those you refuse to hug. You need to smile when the world is crying. But most importantly, that change must happen. And people think change is this big decision. And you sit in your house or in your prayer room and you pray and say, no, I have decided to change. No. Change happens every minute, every second. It is dependent on the way you think, the way you look at things, whether you learn from your mistakes, learn from other people's mistakes. All right? The willingness to learn or the willingness to evolve, as Dato Sri Vijay taught me, is the most important aspect of our journey. That if somebody sees you today who knew you in college and said, bro or sister, all right, or sis, you haven't changed a bit, say, excuse me, go to the corner and slap yourself. Because that is the greatest insult somebody can give you. Don't be proud. Oh, I've remained true to myself. Humble, never changed since college. Morons! I want people to meet me today and see me tomorrow and say, Padman, you have changed since yesterday. Because change doesn't mean a bad thing. All right, in our cultural connotation, people say, oh bro, you have changed. Huh? You understand? It's a negative connotation. I'm not talking about that change. I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm not talking about, forgetting your roots. I'm talking about evolve. I'm talking about you growing as a person, as an individual, understanding your strengths and amplifying it, recognizing your weaknesses and overcome it. And this is fundamentally important. That you have to change constantly in this business. You have to change constantly on this journey. To be able to manage one downline, you have to change. Alright? And if you get one more downline, you have to grow and change again. Now imagine one day you have 10,000 downlines. You cannot remain the same. You cannot be the same pathetic person you were when you had one downline. You cannot be affected by challenges. You cannot show fear in your eyes. You cannot complain about anything. You got to remain a positive, crazy, unbelievable upline warrior. But tomorrow, when you're sitting down with your leadership, you have to change again and reach them in their hearts and let them find their why and their purpose and build them strong so no challenge can slow them down or get them distracted. So change. You changed the day you signed up. You changed again the day you made the decision that QNet is in you and you are not in QNet. You changed again the day you got your first check. You changed again when you recognize the fact that your downlines look up to you. That you have to be the benchmark of the presentation king or queen, max out king or queen, warrior king or queen. You changed the way the day you face your first challenge. You changed again when you face a bigger challenge. That you never stop changing. Embrace change. Look at yourself every day in the mirror and ask yourself, how can I change to be better? How can I change to be more powerful? How can I change to be a better upline, better downline? How should and must I change to be a better husband, wife, father, mother, son, daughter, brother, sister, max out king or queen? If you remain stagnant without change, you die. So please, I'm asking you, change, evolve. I hope that next week when you see the Wednesday message, you must say, oh my God, Chief has changed so much. That is the greatest compliment you can give me. The second word I chose this year was rise. Because I believe that each one of us, face mountains. Each one of us has our mountain to climb. Like Farouk said on stage. Like Kyle Maynard said on stage. They climb Mount Everest and Kilimanjaro. But in life, we all have our mountains. In life, all of us have to learn how to rise higher and higher and higher. And the greatest challenge is, if you choose not to rise, your view of the future is blocked by this mountain. The minute you decide that it's my right to rise, to be successful, to max out, to become the most respected leader, just to rise above the challenge, rise above your limitation, rise above all the bull sugar that is surrounding your life. People always tell me, there's a theory in life that if you lie down on the floor and crawl, your whole world changes. Do you realize this? If you lie down on the floor, don't rise, go down and crawl for one day, your whole world changes. You see things completely different. You see down. When you stand, your world changes. When you climb a tree, your world changes. When you fly in an aeroplane, your world changes again. So what is the key? That down on the floor is the worst place to be. It's the ugliest, dirtiest, the most uninspiring place to be. That's why humans stand. But imagine if you have this ability to keep rising, to realize your limitless potential every single day. You get higher and higher and higher. Then one day, you will see the world like you see in the aeroplane. No. Nobody looks out the window from the aeroplane and says, so ugly, planet Earth. You know what I'm talking about. You sit in the aeroplane and you look up and you say, wow. That's why the highest condominium is called a penthouse. It's the most expensive property, because the higher you rise, the more beautiful life becomes. The higher you rise, you see the world from a total different perspective. They say the higher you rise, the air is cleaner. The higher you rise, the closer you get to Him. The higher you rise, as Dato Sri Vijay says, is the only time there's enough silence for you to see who you are and see your true potential. So I decided to rise in 2019. No matter what happens, no matter how great and how dirty the challenge is, I did not stay there and complain. I climbed and climbed and climbed. And from where I am sitting, and I'm not talking physically, from where I am living, it's like being 50,000 feet above sea level. That I see clouds, I see the sunrise, I see the sunset, the air is pure, and I see the world. And it helps me understand who I am and my true potential. So the second word I chose was rise. And I am telling you, if you want to be a max out king or queen, if you want to be the greatest networker on the planet, then don't crawl in the shit on the floor. Don't crawl in the challenges. Rise and keep climbing and never stop climbing. Have no fear of heights. Keep rising every single day, because your true potential is not to be down there. It is to be there. That is your true potential. And when you reach there, right, nothing stops you. They say the higher the plane goes, the faster it flies. That fighter jets fly the highest because there's no resistance. There's clarity. So rise. The third word I chose is conquer. And the only thing that you should conquer watching this Wednesday message is the fear. And don't sit down there and say, no, Chief, no fear. I am Bajirao. No, it's okay. It's only you and me, in front of the screen. Let's be honest. We all have fear. Even your chief sometimes got fear. Alright? And you need to conquer it. Because you fail to realize that the only thing stopping you, the only thing holding you back, is not all these things happening around us, It's not all the rejection, not all the troublesome downline, upline, nothing. It is you and your fear. Your fear to live 100%. Your fear to say what you feel when you feel it. Your fear to face a challenge without fear. Your fear to even speak when something wrong is happening. Your fear to do a presentation because of that rejection. Your fear of the opinion of your family, your friends, your relatives, or some stupid newspaper in front of your face. Fear. You are overcome by fear. Then you cannot move. You think you're walking, you're not. You think you're growing, you're not. You think your checks are growing, no. Because when you are overcome by fear, you won't move. You cannot fly. You cannot max out. That fear is like a big, heavy metal ball chained to your leg by your choice. So I'm telling you right now, the last word I chose is conquer. And yes, conquer the markets, conquer max out, conquer the challenges, but it all comes down to the root cause here. Conquer your fear. Have no more fear. And I promise you, this week will be your greatest week. The next few weeks of 2019, just imagine, no more fear. Conquer it. Throw it away. And you will see, finally you will see your limitless potential. So my Wednesday message to you is to remind you of these three words which I chose. I chose to live like this every single day. Dato Sri Vijay taught me how to live like this every single day. Change, rise, conquer. And I promise you, max out will fall gently into your hands. And it will belong to you, not for 1 week, but consistently every week. So this is your chief saying with love from my heart, the key to making 2019, the remaining weeks of 2019, your greatest weeks. Very simple. 3 words. Change, rise, conquer. I love you guys.